Iridium started back in 2008 from the whole concept of science.
You're now listening to A-Rod Music.
What's up? Platinum from Iridium. Got into fashion as a fashion stylist. I did styling for a lot of different clients, like musicians, artists. People hired me to shop for them, you know. Let's say, oh, you saw me as a fresh dude on the streets of Chicago, and they're like, I saw some gear that I might have had on and inquired about where I got it from, and you know, hooked them up, made them look fresh as well too. Well, it just basically all, you know, transpired into, you know, being around clothes so much, being around fashion so much, just being immersed in the whole culture, you know. I think I've always been like a creative person, so, you know, I'd always see items and I'd be like, man, that'd be so fresher if it had this on it, or if it had that on it, or this was taken off, or this was added. So I always like had some thoughts, and I even like altered some of the clothes that I had just to make it like a one-on-one type piece for myself. And I always used to get compliments on my attire, and people always be asking me like, you know, how can I get this, or where do I get this from? And so I you know, I figured like instead of me dressing my clients up in other people's clothes, I could dress them up in my own clothes. So I created my own brand, Iridium. I flirted with the idea of, you know, things that are platinum and cinnamons and of platinum. And I remember in college, you know, because I studied science, you know, I thought about all the elements on the periodical table, and one of my favorite elements is iridium, which is the purest form of platinum. It's number 77 on the periodical table, so, you know, it fits right that, you know, I know a lot of other brands, they always use numbers that are associated with, I guess, the year that they were created, but, you know, we chose 77 because of its scientific foundation of iridium. I did a varsity jacket, and I lucked out because, you know, being a part of like the music scene here in Chicago and the fashion scene, I kind of knew all the right cats to who I wanted to be involved with it as well. So I had my first photo shoot was magical. I had the cool kids come through and do a photo shoot with me. I had Hollywood Hope. They all came through and showed support for my first design ever, which was incredible. It was a varsity jacket with a little skull on it, and I kind of popped off. People liked it, and the cool kids performed in it, and after that everyone was like, yo, what's that? Like, who is this? What's going on? What happened? And you know, we were born from right there, so shout outs to the cool kids, Chuck, Mike.
For an hour or two, I will lay here with you by your side.
You know, I was shopping the brand around to Chicago, you know, to a lot of people who I was already affiliated with and friends with, and I asked them like, you know, hey man, give me a shot, you know, throw the brand inside there. Let's see if some people will give us love. And all the store owners, like, you know, they fucked with me hard. They was like, yeah, Plat, we got you, man, whatever, you know, we being known, you being fresh forever, and whatever you want, whatever you a part of, we trying to be a part of too. So, you know, everybody in Chicago gave me a shot. The leaders gave me a shot. Juggernauts, Medusa's Circle, they gave me a shot. I think the fashion scene in Chicago was always on the back end, the backward spectrum of the fashion world globally. I think that's why it was so easy for me to stand out here in Chicago, because a lot of things that I was into and interested in as far as clothing and aesthetics, accessories, a lot of people wasn't into. A lot of people wasn't, they couldn't, you know, I always get this in Chicago, like, that's fresh, but I couldn't pull that off, you know. So I think people are always in like an awe and like, man, like, you know, that dude got the guts to wear that, and he's making it look fresh as hell. I wish I had the confidence within myself to pull that off as well too. So I think that's one of the main things about Chicago and fashion. I think a lot of people lack the confidence that comes with being fresh. You know, I think a lot of people are just like want to go with the norm, want to wear exactly what everybody else is wearing so they could stand out. So I always feel like that's how Chicago was, but I mean, I definitely worked in my advantage, and as far as like, you know, standing out and shining from a fashion standpoint. The most difficult part is, I think, for me, is competing with myself. Not saying that, you know, the rest of the brands out there are not competition to us, but more so just focusing on the things and the aesthetics and the products that I want to produce, and, you know, being able to tell myself stop, because I'm such a creative individual, and I always see things that inspire me, you know, to make something new or make something different, you know, just telling myself to stop. For example, like, you know, we just launched our spring summer line, and, you know, I had to basically throw my pen away, you know, just so I could stop creating stuff, but I can't stop, man. I feel like a bad boy, you know, can't stop, won't stop. The thoughts, you know, the products, the creations just keep coming on my mind. So, you know, I just keep producing stuff. I mean, honestly, if I could, I'd probably bring out a new piece every week, you know, but the process doesn't move that fast. So I think that's probably the most difficult thing with me. Thinking science, the whole concept basically comes from thinking intelligently. You know, just thinking about all the important things in life that you're doing, just thinking intelligently about, you know, the clothes that you're wearing, thinking intelligently about the difference that you're going to make in society and the world. Me, it had a great influence on my creativity, you know. I mean, I'm in the land, a country that's just surrounded by nature, this beautiful nature. And I think, honestly, that's where I get most of my inspiration from, is nature. So I think that definitely has come from the fact of growing up on the islands and just, you know, everything being so cool, so lovely, so beautiful, and also at the same time so vibrant, so colorful. So, you know, I think the Bahamas is sort of like a place where that stands out. You know, it's like when you think about the Bahamas, you think about relaxation, you think about beauty, you think about sand, pink sands, and, you know, clear waters, you know. And I think my brand, you know, that's how I want people to think about the products that we make at Iridium. I want people to see us as standing out and know that we provide the best shit, the best looking stuff, the best feeling, the most comfortable clothes that, you know, that's out there. It definitely starts off from a seed, and the seed is basically the inspiration. You know, what's going on right now around us, what's going on with me, you know, musically, what I'm listening to at the moment. You know, looking at all the things, the different things that inspire me to create. And the past season, you know, I was thinking, you know, summertime's coming up, springtime's coming up. I'm looking at all the aesthetics, and one of the most important things to me is, you know, being comfortable, because I love to be comfortable in whatever I'm wearing. So even if we have like the slim fitting pants, we try to, you know, cut them and sew them so it could be the most comfortable for the person, so, you know, you ain't like chafing and shit. But I think, you know, every creation starts off from, you know, just that thought, just the inspiration of what's going on around me at that time, in that particular moment. Like I said, which music I'm listening to, and you just take it from there, you know. Evolution. my goal with the brand is to make everything better than we did the previous season. So I mean, people looking at our stuff now and like thinking, yeah, that shit's tough, that's nice. Watch next season, and that's how it's always gonna be. We're always gonna be creating more dope shit. That's the motto of the brand. We never lose the passion to keep bringing shit to you. It's platinum. Never.
You're now listening to A-Rod Music.